gentlemen, this is a 10-round affair for the Universal Boxing Organization's Continental Welterweight Championship. Fighting out of the blue corner with a professional record of 19 wins, 5 losses, and 1 draw. Hailing from India, this is Shiva Thakran! And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner with a professional record of 18 wins, 5 losses, and 2 draws. Hailing from the Philippines, this is Joepher! Montano! Judges ringside, Thakran, Tangtong, Chilaton, Tara Takcha, and Bimai Bosuan. Supervisor for this bout, Seraport Hong Vit Vanit. Referee in charge of the action, Roru Dunkao.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. So here we go. We move on to our next bout of the evening. Fight number 4. This is in the welterweight, light welterweight division. There's 2 weight divisions on my list here. Anyway, it's for a UBO title. We've got the Philippines taking on India. Joepher Montano from the Philippines. 25 fights in his record, 18 victories, 5 defeats, 2 draws, going up against Shiva Thakran, who has also got 25 fights on his record, 19 victories though, 5 defeats and 1 draw.
Yeah, great start for both of these fighters. We've seen Joepher fight several times as well, and we know he's a very explosive guy. He likes to try and put his opponents away. But of course, Shiva Thakran likes to go for the lead hooks as well. It's very common in his gym as well. He fights out of a gym where the check hook is very, very common. They like the long footwork. They like to keep their stances very wide. So let's see how this works.
Yeah, we will see. Joepher Montano really does pack a punch.
He charges in with those shots as well, which is the perfect recipe to land a check hook as well. So we've got one of those classic fights where both fighters are working off each other's weaknesses here, and if they can catch one another with their signature, it can really end things quickly.
Joepher again lunging in. Just a bit of cloak and dagger attack there from Joepher, using the jab to mask that straight left to the body.
I mean, Joepher is going hard to the body, which is often a sign of go to the body early and then try and deliver a big shot upstairs and really try and give your opponent a false sense of security that they're going downstairs, and then you change it at the last moment and go upstairs. So we're going to see if it works for him.
Left straight to the body again from Joepher, really seeing his game plan very early on. Again, going to the body with the uppercut.
Shiva doing a good job to stay very patient as well and not get too excitable when his opponent is jumping in on him as well. I mean, it's very easy to get overwhelmed when your opponent keeps jumping in with shots, because you know exactly what they're going to do. They're telling you exactly what they're going to do. You've now got to react. How do I want to, solve the problem that's in front of me right now? He knows what Joepher is going to do. Can he do something to counter it?
Great right hand there from Shiva. Finally coming alive in this first round and waking up Joepher a bit.
And those are the hooks to me that I think would win the fight for him here, because Joepher charges in and keeps his chin exposed. If Shiva comes in doing that one more time, Joepher's got to just basically eat a hook on the inside, but then he delivers one of his own. Referee quick to get involved there.
Jab there from Joepher.
And you can see with Joepher, he's very much awkward with his footwork as well. So it's very hard to predict for Shiva right now to try and find out what to do. He's trying to figure out a puzzle, so to speak, because Joepher doesn't really do things in an orthodox fashion. I know he's in a southpaw stance, but the punches he throws, the angles he's throwing, the footwork doesn't necessarily match up to a boxing style, which can be very difficult to deal with.
Good uppercut there. Right hook to end the round from Joepher. Great opening round between these two. Here come the replays. Then
these fighters. So we're going to see in just a moment how they adapt to each other, but that is a case here. Both fighters have shown their best punches. How do they adapt?
Here we go, round 2.
Both fighters look like they've got a nice high guard right now, a little bit more selective with their punches as well. Nice right hand landed down on Shiva there.
Jab down the middle from Joepher. Shiva being real aggressive. Going to the body a little bit too low by the looks of things.
I thought that was completely fine, that body shot. I mean, from our angle, it looked like it landed on the belt line, but Joepher returns with a beautiful right hook to the rib cage as well.
Yeah, that really did echo around the stadium. We felt that as much as Shiva did.
Both fighters holding central ring here. Neither want to engage, and again, we're back to that situation when we've got a southpaw against an orthodox. You're waiting for your opponent to move first before you deliver a counter. Southpaw against orthodox is all about the counters.
It is 100%. Also, footwork comes into play too. There's that footwork there from Joepher. You see how he stepped on the outside of Shiva's front foot and delivered that right hook right around the rib cage.
Yeah, and the counters work here perfectly, especially with the footwork. A battle of the footwork. If you miss your shot, it tends to mean your footwork is now out of place and you're open to the counter. You've got to hope your opponent misses with the shot they're trying to land before you land your own in a southpaw against an orthodox. Also, just throwing those shots to the chest is just so unused in boxing in these situations. That's what I'd like to see a little bit more of.
Jab and then another lunge in from Joepher. We saw that earlier on in the first round.
Yeah, it's a little bit more calm now, and I think Joepher always starts like this. He's very explosive. He's a little bit different with the way he punches, and I think he's just trying to find a way to basically just try and get an opening on his opponent as well. A nice left hook downstairs landed by Joepher. So Joepher is really starting to find his timing, and his combinations are starting to get put together quite well now.
Joepher still on the front foot. Shiva attacking back with a straight to the body and then going upstairs with a hook to the head. Not bad counter punching so far from Shiva in this fight, trying to catch Joepher with a check left hook, and he did.
Joepher's done some great body work here as well. He's really gone well to the body, and that was a great rear uppercut landed by Shiva, and it's that perfect punch we keep talking about. When you're in orthodox against a southpaw, really go for that rear uppercut, really invest in that rear uppercut to the chest and hope it lands somewhere.
Left straight there from Joepher. Right hook there, catches Shiva. That was a good hook, and it did shook Shiva a bit. Referee Rowan Cowell trying to get hold of this fight, and he does. End of round two. Replays hopefully coming to you shortly. Here comes Jimmy with the replays.
Yeah, and here we are with the replays finally for the second round. And it was a very interesting round. Both fighters really taking time off in moments in that fight, but as soon as one engaged, that's when they attacked, and that's what we were talking about, which is southpaw against an orthodox. You're waiting for the fighter he is, and he is here in attendance. What an honor for these fighters to have Calcite Galaxy watching them.
Yeah, he was here at the last show that FCC did at Lumpinee. Great to see him around and still a part of the sport, especially in Thailand. Here we go, round number three. Joepher again popping out that jab. Having a good look at Shiva.
I think coughing out the jab is the best way to describe it. He's not telegraphing it, he just keeps bringing it out from the shoulder. It's not necessarily landing with power, but he's sticking his opponent with it and hoping his opponent walks into it before he throws that left hand or that right hand down the middle. And there it is, a beautiful left hand down the middle landed. And that jab is now working for Joepher.
Yeah, now that jab is opening up doors to land other punches like that left straight. There you see it to the body. Shiva grimacing right there. Joepher tagging in with the right hook upstairs. Looks like Joepher has seen that Shiva is hurt. Again, he goes with the straight left. Starting to heat up right here, Jimmy.
Yeah, it looks like Shiva's starting to win some of these shots. I'd like to see Joepher start going back to the body right now. Don't go with the head hunting again. Stick to what was working. Going down to the body and going upstairs later on. Shiva looks tired to me.
Yeah, he definitely does, and you're definitely going to be tired after you've taken a few of those body shots from Joepher. They pack serious power behind them.
Yeah, this is the thing when you fight someone like Joepher. He has such an awkward style where he isn't really giving too much away in these later rounds. He starts off the round a little bit more sloppy, a little less technique, but once he works you out, he just starts to put these pieces together, but he's still very awkward, but it works for him.
Joepher swinging a miss there. Been a good round for him. I think he really did hurt Shiva. hasn't capitalized on it too much. Shiva has had a real quiet round, don't you think, Jimmy?
Yeah, I think Shiva is a little bit hurt, and I think we saw that as well, where he wasn't throwing shots. He's also somewhat complaining to the referee the way Joepher's fighting. I don't know if you noticed, but when Joepher misses a shot, he kind of dances around. Shiva keeps trying to take time off in this round, which is a good sign that someone is either tired or hurt. And you can also see Shiva's mouth is wide open. That's a sense that someone is really tired. Joepher should just really push the pace now.
His body language as well, his hands keep on dropping in his guard, and every time he eats one of these shots to the body, he just winces way too much. I mean, it's not too much, but it's enough to sort of notice that he is hurt.
Yeah, he's getting a reaction, and that's exactly what you need in boxing. You need to get a reaction before you deliver something back. And I think those opening shots to the body by Joepher has allowed him to do this, because now Shiva is really unsure where these shots are coming from. If you notice with the way that Joepher throws a jab, he has his hand below his hips and he has it on that hip line, where when he throws a jab, it's really hard to know if he's going upstairs or downstairs, and Joepher has done that by setting it up in the first and second round.
The clapper goes for the 10-second mark. Joepher again jumping in, landing that left straight to the body. And that is the end of round 3. Replay's coming shortly, and then we will go into round 4. What a round. I mean, I really thought that Joepher just pieced up and hurt Shiva quite a bit, especially with these shots to the body and then going upstairs with the right hook to the head too. See on the replay here, there's that lunging body shot that Joepher likes to just sling and slip straight through his opponent's guard, masking it with the jab and then going straight down the pipe. See there, going upstairs with the left straight instead. But really, for me, I think the body work that Joepher did in that round.
Time. So if Joepher just turns up the gas here, he could really stop his opponent.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. Here we go, round number 4 coming underway. Jab there from Joepher, holding center of the ring. It's always the better fighters that have the best jab, that can hold center of the ring and control the distance. And Joepher has definitely demonstrated that, Jim.
Yeah, I mean, you see Joepher now is starting to use his head movement. He's starting to throw in feints. So it looks like Joepher's had a game plan from round number 1, which is really mix things up here. Really go down to the body, flick that jab out as many times as you can. And as soon as you see an opening, he's got to take that chance. He's got to take that moment.
Right hand there from Shiva.
And that's a sign of getting tired and also frustrated. He can't work out the puzzle probably, which is Joepher, because Joepher's an awkward man to fight. He doesn't have many tells. He just kind of sticks to the same game plan, which seems to work for him. I mean, Shiva should really be stepping back when Joepher is charging in and really trying to catch him with a check hook. And the check hook, Ali, as you know, is where you step back and you throw a hook as your opponent's moving, and it makes them fall into the shot just a little bit more. And that's what we need to see a little bit more of.
Yeah, 100%. Easier said than done, though. Right hands to the body and left hook upstairs by Shiva. That's better from the fighter in the blue corner representing India.
Yeah, and like you said, easier said than done. When you're tired, it's very hard to do what you're supposed to do. But right now, Shiva's at a point where, is he trying to survive this fight or is he trying to win this fight? If he's trying to win this fight, he needs to pull something out the bag. But Joepher comes alive with a beautiful 1-2 upstairs.
And a right hook to the head too, now targeting the body. Joepher, crowd's coming alive now with this attack. He really needs to capitalize on it. It looks like Shiva is hurt.
And he's got to feed off the crowd here. The crowd went wild in that situation, but Shiva delivers a great uppercut in between the guards, so you can't count this man out.
Yeah, Shiva looks like he's just trying to land that overhand right as a counter. And again, making that foul, pushing down in the clinch, which you're not meant to do. And referee Welterweight saying, that's the second time I've warned you on that. If it's the third time, Jim, he could take a point away, couldn't he?
Beautiful combination there. And yeah, the referee taking control of this fight, and that's where he needs to be. What a combination by Joepher. Punching a little bit low there on below the belt, but the fight carries on. 30 seconds to go here. Both fighters holding central ring, but neither want to engage just yet. And it is just that cat and mouse game once again. Both fighters waiting for someone to come forward.
Right hand to the body there from Joepher, but getting tangled up in the clinch from Shiva, rushing in for a quick 1-2 combination.
Shiva did a great job to do a little bit of turning there, which is an old school move. When your opponent comes in low, just turn them around, grab their hip and move them to the side. That was a great move by Shiva, but I think that was a Joepher round once again. Let's see some action replays here. So here you see that jab. That seems to just be the story of the fight so far, which is the Joepher jab, as we like to call it. Shiva charges in here, trying to blitz Joepher, but it just wasn't enough. And there was that beautiful combination where the crowd went wild and Joepher landed a nice 4-piece combination upstairs and downstairs. I'm hoping Joepher tries that again in the next round as well. Joepher's probably used to putting his opponents away earlier than this. He's now up against a tough fighter from India, Shiva Thakran.
Yeah, Shiva Thakran not going down easily. He's eating a lot of heavy shots. Let's see if he can keep standing. We're in round 5 now. Almost crossing the halfway point right now of this fight.
Yeah, I still think Joepher has won every round so far as well. So I think we're now at a case where halfway through the fight, Shiva's got to do something different. He can't keep boxing the same way and hoping it's going to win. Unless you're knocking your opponent down, you cannot win this fight if you're in the 5th round and you're down on every scorecard so far.
I mean, Shiva's just been waiting for the counter punches too much. And that's just been at his demise. But being a little bit more aggressive now in that exchange, this is what he needs to do.
And
Joepher, though, controlling the pace with his jab, circling Shiva, trying to angle another attack.
Yeah, and that's exactly where he's trying to be. He's trying to angle, he's trying to jab, and trying to get Shiva where he wants him to be. By using that jab, he gets his opponent to walk into his other hand. And it looks like now Shiva looks hurt, and it looks like he was trying to give up here, but Joepher, taking no prisoners, charges him down.
Yeah, not too sure what happened there. Protects himself at all times. Shiva does look hurt. Referee really needs to pounce here. Don't know why the referee isn't getting involved. And that was a very delayed reaction from the referee. Shiva looks hurt early on and still doing the count.
I think he hurt his hand when he was throwing or something. Something really hurt him. I think he broke his hand when he hit somebody or something happened here because he looked like he wanted to take a knee. The referee did not need for that to happen. He did not need Joepher to finish the fight for him. The referee should have finished the fight for Shiva himself. But here's some action replays, Ali. We see those nice uppercuts getting through by Shiva, and Joepher waited just for the correct opportunity, and we know timing is everything here, and it is protect yourself at all time. And here's the finishing blows that ended the fight. And I think the referee should have just stepped in here, but it even had to take the coach to jump in. I think the referee was on the wrong angle here because he was trying to protect himself, but the referee should not have allowed Joepher to give that many shots.
Stopped 1 minute, 31 seconds of round number 5. Your winner by TKO.